I was just trying to get a summer league spot, just to get my foot in the NBA and all that stuff. And coach, I had no idea what was going on. He told me that he's gonna call me back in a week. And a week later, he called me back, and it just so happened our season was just finishing, and I always had my house here in Houston. So I was actually coming back that week, and Coach asked me, he said, "Hollis, what you think about coming to Houston?" Like, Houston, University of Houston. I was hesitant, but I was like, you know what, Coach? It's a no-brainer. I'm coming with you, and that started me being on his staff in 2014. Haven't looked back yet.
Kelvin has said that he wanted his guys that played for him at OU or Indiana or Washington State. But it was a couple years before you came here. Mm-hmm. Were you doing any recruiting of him? Were you helping to grease the wheel?
I wasn't, but Quannas would always, when we see each other at the conference tournament, he would always be like, "Man, what if we back together?" And this was actually when they beat us in Orlando. And I said, "Man, that'll be something special." And he took another year and went to Western Kentucky.
Yeah.
And it just so happened, a spot opened up, and Coach brought Quannas in, and shoot, we just took off again. Just like when we took off when he came to Oklahoma, we took off here at Houston.
And working for Kelvin, is he as tough on his staff as he is his players? Obviously, it's different, but the accountability level is still the same?
It's still the same.
Absolutely.
I can remember back when we played for him, how tough he was on the staff. And it was little things because we wasn't in the meetings with the guys, right, with the coaches. But it's little things that he say through practice that we pick up on. And he said the same exact things that he said 20 plus years ago now. So these are things that we know, and Coach he's still the same, and I think that's the best thing about him. He treat everybody the same. There's no favoritism in him. His best players, he treat them like the 13th, 12th guy on the team. The head assistant, lead assistant, Kellen, which is his son, treat him just like he would anybody else on the staff. So that's the good thing about Coach Sampson. There's no favoritism with him.
I believe when once our time is done, and I would say this for not only me and Hollis, but Kellen, KC, everyone. Coach Brooks would probably say the same thing. I think it helps you. It helps you. Everything that Coach is doing and has done, since we've been here. He's not just developing the players to leave here and go be successful. He's also developing us to become head coaches and run our own program one day. Yeah. And I think we all are prepared. And so, he's been great. He's been great. Hall of Fame person. We appreciate it.
What are the specific ways that he's helped you become prepared to run your own program?
Well, I can say, during COVID, and I didn't know this, but Coach Kellen had got COVID, and Coach Sampson, because they're always together, got contact traced, right? And so he, had a meeting. Hollis remembers this, and he just threw the keys to me we 10-0 at the time, getting ready to play against a really good coach in Frank Martin at South Carolina. And so he said, "All right, Q, you're gonna be the head coach for this game because we have to sit out." And so I don't think anything prepares you more than that, right? But there's times at practice where, depending on who has to scout, You know, Hollis has the scout, then he'll run, you know, the white team, and you know, that's teaching you. You know, even through practice, he allows me and Kellen to have one team, red team, I'll have a white team, and then we'll scrimmage against each other. Well, you're sitting in those huddles, calling those plays, you know, motivating those guys. You know, that's practice.
Yeah.
That helps you. I mean, that's what helped me. And the rest of our staff, it wasn't just me, you know, coach appointed me the head coach, but, you know, Hollis was the assistant, Coach Brooks helped a great deal, Coach KC, you know, but it was all those times at practice and, you know, him empowering us to do that and taking a step back and watching us and critiquing us that, you know, just made us better. That's how he's helped us.
And all these years being with him as a player and a coach, I have yet to see him have a bad day.
Right.
You know, whatever happens off the court, it never carries on to the court.
No.
Now, it may intensify him, but he never have a bad day. And that's something that, you know, as a player, I took pride in not having a bad practice. And as a coach, I want to do the same thing. You know, I try not to have bad days, you know, regardless on what goes on, because our kids are looking up to us, and we got to keep them motivated to want to have a great practice.